Jersey ratings, it's Todd's Jersey ratings. He gets them all grades from 1 to 10.
4 years ago, Podcast for Columbus did a 4-part episode in preparation for the World Cup, and a part of that was ranking the jerseys. So, I'm bringing you a vlog on the 2022 World Cup jerseys. If you follow me on Twitter, @Todrick33, you know that it's my thing to rank jerseys as they come out, on a scale of 0 to 10. You may have seen some of the World Cup kit rankings over the past few months. I caught some criticism, rightfully so, for being stingy, because I didn't give any kits 10s. The reason for that was that I wanted to see if some kits that came out later were better. So to fix the problem of rankings maybe not matching up with what you saw on Twitter, I'm now going to rank these kits from worst to best, as lists should go. I'll be categorizing them in tiers, with F tier being the worst and S tier being the very best of the best. There are 32 teams in the 2022 World Cup. According to Footy Headlines, there are 13 Nike kits, 7 Adidas kits, and 6 Puma kits. In my opinion, Puma and Nike did a lot of these countries dirty, so Adidas is the clear winner of the big brands. 6 small brands each had 1 kit. Iran used local company Majid, Denmark used Hummel, Kappa is making the Tunisia kits, Cameroon has a deal with One All Sports, which appears to be a motor racing company, Costa Rica had New Balance, and Ecuador used Marathon. 32 teams should mean 64 kits, 1 home and 1 away for each team. However, Ecuador and Denmark each get a 3rd kit for some reason, so that makes 66 kits to rank. However, Kappa has not released the Tunisia kits, and One All Sports has also not released Cameroon's kits, even though they have this sweet video on their website. Instead of waiting indefinitely for Cameroon's and Tunisia's kits, I decided to release this video ranking the 62 currently released kits. That way, I can either re-edit this video later, or just place Cameroon's and Tunisia's kits in the proper tier in separate videos when the time comes. I spent quite a bit of time on Twitter and Google trying to find actual pictures of the jerseys, and some of the pictures may be watermarked. You'll find links in the description below to all the sites I pulled pictures and information from. Finally, credit goes, if credit is what you want to call it, to AGS Attack or @BassMonkey408 on Twitter for the opening theme song, which some of you may notice is different from my other videos if you follow me on my legal site @TAFLegal. Without further ado, this first grouping is the F tier, the very worst of the worst, starting with the jersey in 62nd place. The Canada away jersey is in 62nd place. Canada is in the World Cup for the first time since I was 2 years old. In other words, 36 years ago in 1986. Canada didn't even get new World Cup kits, the thought being that they either got too good too fast or Nike wasn't able to make new kits on the cycle Canada was currently on because it takes 18 months. These seem like very poor excuses. It's the World Cup. Nike just had a bad World Cup showing, period. I feel for the Canadian fans and players, but this is the worst kit of 2022 and lands in last place. Next is the Costa Rica away kit. So I mean no disrespect, but these look like they were cheaply and hastily made. You would have thought New Balance would have taken the opportunity to really showcase their products on the World Cup stage, but I think they missed the mark. In 60th place is the Serbia home kit. This one is really bad. I want to like it with the gold element, I just don't think it makes sense, especially for World Cup played in Qatar in the desert. That's it for the horrible jerseys. Let's move into the E tier for the jerseys that are bad but passable. In 59th place is the USA home kit. Can it get any more boring? This was my first response. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that the USA has had lots of plain white jerseys, and this one might specifically throw back to the 2004-2005 home kit. I recall the 2014 World Cup home kit that looked a lot like a boring white polo, but actually didn't look that bad in practice. As players start to tweet pictures in the jersey, it's honestly growing on me, but still, it's just plain. When the USA hoists the World Cup, I may be singing a different tune, but I would prefer it if we played in these kits. Next is the Australia away kit in 58th place. This is the same template as the USA kit, and it really does nothing to say Australia. It's rather plain and boring, and the colors don't make sense. In 57th place is the Canada home kit. This home kit is at least semi-pleasing to the eye, even though, as mentioned before, it's not a fresh kit for a team who qualified for the World Cup for the first time since 1986. In 56th place is Belgium away. This kit suffers from boringitis. It's basically white with color elements and sleeve rings that just don't make sense. One of Adidas' few flops. In 55th place is Korea Republic home. I mean, it's okay, The red seems bright. It's another Nike template jersey with that weird collar. I'm just unimpressed, especially given that Korea Republic's other jersey is so great. In 54th place, Costa Rica home. These are at least better than the away kits. The sleeves are strange, and there really isn't anything that is overly exciting here. As a member of CONCACAF, I want Costa Rica to look good, but New Balance didn't do them any favors. In 53rd place, France home kit. This one might be controversial. We're talking about the defending World Cup champions, but it's fairly boring. The button placket with the strange collar makes it look weirder. It seems to be just another Nike template. However, we might not see much of it if France goes out in the group stage, as is the trend from the last few cycles. In 52nd place, Uruguay away. Puma is another brand that has a really poor showing for the World Cup this year. They use this odd template with a box for the number in the middle. This one actually looks just plain terrible, even though they tried to incorporate some Uruguayan flag colors in it. But it kind of looks like an Argentina jersey, if we're being honest. In 51st place, Qatar home jersey. This isn't terrible, but Qatar is the host of the World Cup, and you'd think Nike would do something a little bit more than change up the sleeve rings. It makes you feel meh. In 50th place, Uruguay home. This one is only better than the home kit because it is primarily the colors of the Uruguayan flag. But it looks like an old-fashioned Man City kit and has a strange collar with a superfluous button. Moving into the D tier for jerseys that had or have potential but are below average. In 49th place, we have USA away. At least it's something creative and different. There's not much else to say. The tie-dye theme is neat, but it's no Bomb Pop or 2017 Gold Cup kit, or even the psychedelic kit they've been playing in that I love. Again, it's been growing on me as players wear them, and they will look sweet as the USA hoist the World Cup, but it still feels lackluster to me. In 48th place, Poland away. This is basically a red t-shirt with white collar and sleeve rings, with another red stripe. There are several countries with red and white in their flags, but Nike could have done something more creative here. In 47th place, England home. Nike at least tried with the light blue fade element in the sleeves, but this looks like something I could grab at the outlets to work out in. It's too bad the England versus USA clash will have such lackluster kits. Hopefully the game isn't lackluster as football is coming home, to the United States that is. In 46th place, England away. The Nike full red kit is only slightly better than England's white jersey. The collar and sleeve rings are a bit odd and look like they'd be uncomfortable for the players, which I guess maybe that's not really a bad thing when it comes to England. In 45th place, Ghana away. This kit suffers from Puma's sameitis syndrome for this World Cup cycle, but it is at least better than some of Puma's attempts. In 44th place, Germany away. The away kit is a massive disappointment to me. It looks like a template. I don't understand what they were going for. Germany had one of the best alternative kits of the 2018 World Cup when they failed to make it past the group stage. It looks like Adidas tried to do the same thing, but with burgundy instead of green, and the outcome just does not look as good. In 43rd place, Morocco home. I like that it's Christmas colors, but other than that, there's not a whole lot to say about this austere jersey. Morocco's away kit from Puma is much better. In 42nd place, Senegal home. I see what Puma was going for here with the flag colors. However, the chevron chest design seems to be an afterthought, and it's a template Adidas used ages ago, including on MLS jerseys. The way the flag colors on the V-neck twist just don't look right. Now we're moving into the C tier for jerseys that are just average, but relatively nice. In 41st place, Morocco away. I actually like this one considering it's a Puma shirt. They added some extra elements, and it pops more than just having a square box. In 40th place, Japan away. White could be boring, but I like the idea of the origami sleeve pattern. Japan's home kit is so incredible though, it takes away from what Adidas was trying to do here. In 39th place, Switzerland away. Switzerland's flag is a white cross on a red background, so this one actually makes sense. I like how clean it looks given the red-white motif, and it doesn't seem to try too hard like the others. When you add the player's number, it looks like a calendar icon though. In 38th place, Senegal away. Here, Puma has taken the same template and just changed up the colors, and maybe added an emblem or flag here or there. They're not as inspired as Puma's past World Cups. The green pops, and at least it's not white. In 37th place, Wales away. This is one of the better white jerseys, and almost looks like something you can wear around the fire during the holidays. The collar is really weird though, and the home kit is better. In 36th place, Portugal away. This is a little bit better than many of Nike's kits, but it is simply a white shirt with green and red around the chest. In 35th place, Netherlands home. I get that orange is classic for the Netherlands, but the design makes it look shiny, and with the light orange color, it just looks weird. I'm not a fan. Don't mess too much with the classics. In 34th place, Australia home. This year, I'm really high on the kits that are a take on the classics. However, again, don't mess too much with the classics. This jersey looks almost like velvet, and the pattern kind of hurts the eyes. In 33rd place, Cutter away. I quite like the away kit much more than the home kit. I like the sand design elements, and it feels less boring than the home kit. But still, this is Cutter, the host of the World Cup, and they deserve something better. In 32nd place, Netherlands away. I prefer this to the orange Netherlands kit, but just barely. This, unfortunately, is the same template that the USA's white jersey is. The blue is pretty and the orange pops. In 31st place, Poland home. I kind of like the sleeve design on this one, but it seems templatey, and I'm not sure how it relates to Poland specifically. In 30th place, Ghana home. Although it's white, this one feels clean and just feels right. I like the black star at the chest, and I think it will look good on the field. In 29th place, Iran away. The away version is plain and incorporates the same elements of the home kit, except in red. But it gets points because it uses the local kit company Majid. I apologize if I'm not saying that correctly. We are moving on to the B tier. Hopefully I'll stop being negative and can start saying some nice things. These kits are above average but could be better. In 28th place, Brazil home. This is the classic yellow Brazil kit, incorporating the blue and green of the flag in the hem on the sleeves and neckring. I'm typically not a fan of button plackets on soccer jerseys, but this one is subtle. I also like the flower detail. It looks really sharp with the blue shorts and white socks. In 27th place, Argentina away. Purple is a great color, but I'm not really sure what Adidas was going for with the flames. And that neckline is just weird. But it is different. In 26th place, Spain home. This is just classic and solid. It does suffer from that weird Adidas neckline, but I don't have much else to say about it. In 25th place, Switzerland home. I like that Puma at least tried to do something different with the red and white elements. In terms of this World Cup, it's unique, so it's in B tier. In 24th place, Wales home. At first blush, this may look like another red kit, but the geometric pattern on the front is nice, and the use of the green makes it pop. It looks good with the white shorts and red socks. This one is pleasing to the eyes. In 23rd place, Brazil away. This one feels unique, keeping the green of the Brazilian flag, but it may just be another template. It looks great with white shorts and blue socks. In 22nd place, Serbia home. The home kit is everything the away kit is not. It's regal and it's elegant. I like the nation's badge over the heart rather than over the sternum like in other Puma kits. In 21st place, Iran home. This may seem inflated, but this kit gets a bump because Iran used a local shirt company, Majid. I think the elements across the chest are pretty unique for this year, and so these will pop on the field. Too bad they won't make it out of their group. Okay, we are now in the A tier. These kits are really nice. In 20th place, Spain away. Although Hummel and Southampton did it better, I really like the wave motif. It's unique and I think it'll look great on the field. In 19th place, Argentina home. Adidas did Argentina justice with this classic vertical blue stripe kit. There's some sort of design element on the kit itself, and it looks fresh. In 18th place, Saudi Arabia home. This kit gets points for both uniqueness and cleanness. I love how they get their own unique pattern. Nike actually made an effort on this one. In 17th place, Saudi Arabia away. Saudi Arabia also gets a unique pattern from Nike for its away kit. The two shades of green go well together and are just pretty. In 16th place, Ecuador third jersey. Ecuador doesn't even need a third kit, their other two kits are so solid. However, as white kits go, this is a thing of beauty. It has nice design elements, and the way the colors of the Ecuadorian flag are represented is so well done. In 15th place, Portugal home. I love the use of the Portuguese flag colors, and it looks really nice as a full kit with the continuity of the green going to the shorts and the top of the socks being green, then fading into red. Nike did Portugal solid with this kit. In 14th place, Denmark away. Hummel's going to get high marks for their single color jerseys. I'm probably going to get called out for it, but this is the best white kit of the tournament by far. Look at the detail. I may be biased because I'm a Southampton fan, and the Danish company Hummel has made some of the sweetest kits for the Saints. But look at the detail in this shirt. It's sleek, it's subtle, it's attractive, all things the other white jerseys aren't. In 13th place, Croatia away. I may have been swayed by the awesome hype videos. But I like this one for Croatia. It uses the classic checkerboard pattern in different eye-pleasing colors. In 12th place, Germany home. Germany's home kit is solid. Once again, Adidas did a nice job of honoring the classic look while keeping it fresh. Germany's flag's colors down the side is also pretty dope. In 11th place, Mexico home. I actually quite like the green and the red details. It looks great with white shorts, and immediately you can identify Mexico as the team that will be wearing this. Once again, Adidas does a nice job of modernizing a classic look. In 10th place, Ecuador home. This one is clean. And who doesn't love a yellow jersey? I think Marathon did a great job of being subtle while also standing out. In 9th place, Denmark home. Again, Danish company Hummel gets it right with the red version of their kit. Footy Headlines points out that the style of these kits comes from the 1992 Denmark jersey. The red is sleek and something I'd be proud to wear. In 8th place is the Denmark third jersey. I love all black kits, and this one is no exception. Hummel keeps the same design as the red and white kit. I hope we see a lot of the sharp all black kit at the World Cup. In 7th place, Croatia home. You can't mess with the classic red and white checkerboard. I really like the name and number font too. I also like how they didn't complete the check design, so it makes it unique while not straying too far away from the classic. We have finally arrived to the S tier. These kits are so unique and special that they stand out on their own. If you haven't seen your favorite yet, we are probably on the same page. Here are my top 6 World Cup 2022 jerseys. In 6th place, Belgium home. These are flames, pun intended. Here the flames make sense because it incorporates the colors of the Belgian flag and their moniker, the Red Devils. I think it will look slick on the pitch. In 5th place is France away. This one is super sharp and worthy of the defending World Cup champions. There are lots of elements of France, but the detail might be taken away when you actually watch the game because you might not be able to see it from afar or on TV. Still, it's a very cool idea to give it some imagery of the nationality it represents. In 4th place, Korea Republic away. Unlike Korea Republic's home kit, this one has character. I originally thought just the paint marks were pretty cool, but it does have meaning. Per Footy Headlines, the away kit represents Taguki, which is the symbol of the Korean flag. It represents national pride and balance between heaven, represented by the blue color, and earth, represented by the red color. Even if this is made up after the fact to justify the design, it's still pretty cool. I just hope it's not worn with shorts that are the awful red color of the home kits. In 3rd place, we have Ecuador away. This is a really beautiful kit. I love the royal blue and navy blue colors, and the use of the flag on the sleeves. The geometric pattern is eye-catching, and I would be proud to wear this kit. This is the advantage of not having one of the big kit makers. You can get a little bit more creative. In 2nd place, Mexico away. History, roots, and culture is what this kit says. Mexico was rewarded with a non-template Adidas jersey. When this one first came out, I thought I could buy one if it wasn't the USA's archenemy. I saw a few of these around Lower.com field the other day, and they look nice. And in 1st place is the Japan home kit. Japan wins the jersey competition hands down. Adidas did a great job. I love the origami element, and the samurai blue is gorgeous. 2 last notes. I dogged on Nike and on Canada's repeat kits. However, I have to have an honorable mention to a training jersey sold on World Soccer Shop. I don't know who manufactures this, but had Nike made this for Canada, this may have been number 1. And also, here's the USA's World Cup pre-match shirt. When your pre-match shirt is better than your actual playing jersey, this is what you have. So, what are your thoughts? How wrong did I get it? Tell me in the comments below. Now before we go, let's talk about trademarks. FIFA owns several trademark registrations in the United States related to the World Cup, including the term World Cup itself. FIFA owns registrations for Qatar 2022, the logo, and World Cup 2022. See some of my previous videos that discuss more of what that means. Some federations may own trademark registrations for the respective crests for various goods and services, such as in Class 41 for entertainment services, including participating in soccer sporting events. This crest from USA, for example, is a registered trademark. Even the official ball for the World Cup 2022 in Qatar has pending trademark applications. The ball is called this. See the bottom of the screen because I'm not going to make a fool of myself and mispronounce that. The English translation of that means the journey. Adidas has a pending intent to use trademark application with the USPTO based on a foreign application in Class 28 for sports balls. The mark will be published for opposition in the US on October 4th, 2022. And of course, brand names and logos on kits such as Nike, the Nike Swoosh, Puma, Adidas, and the Three Stripes have trademark registrations. And remember, not only is the World Cup fun, but also trademarks are fun.